So what's up? This is Brandon from Ground Dev. I'm taking a month off from my serious projects to work on a zombie shooter like Dead Rising for my wife and sons to play. While working on it, I've been building two different types of AI. One is a companion AI, the other is a zombie AI, and I figured I would do tutorials on how I set those up since they were pretty simple. I don't use any AI controllers or anything crazy like that. I just use the base blueprints on the blueprint characters. You can do the zombie tutorial or the companion tutorial first. It shouldn't matter. I'm not for sure which one is easier to do first because I had to do them both over a few times. So feel free to do one or the other first. Also, if you have problems with your material on import, that will be part 1. Hello, this is Brandon from Ground Dev. This is the AI companion part to the tutorial. We just set up a zombie who takes damage from the AI character and has a health system, and also will chase and follow and attack the player on sight. So off that, let's build the companion that will also follow the player and attack the zombie when in range. Starting out, before we get started, you need 3 animations for this character. For the zombie we needed 4, for this one we just need 3. We need an idle, we need a run, and we need an attack. So once you have those, we can get started. Make a new blueprint class. It'll be new character, so we can have motion. In our new blueprint class, bring in your mesh. So you see how my character is really big? When I import my animation, I can technically use what's called import scale. And when I bring him down, this scale number off to the right I can use as the import scale number. But I haven't had issues with my animations with these characters yet, so I'm not too worried about it. Don't forget to rotate your character towards the 0. If you want better precise rotation, make sure snapping is turned on. Check them a little bit better. Okay, so first off for our character, we want him to be able to throw an attack when he gets in a certain radius of the zombie. So, we add in a component, sphere collision. It's just going to go right out in front of our guy. And when our zombie hits that, it's going to trigger our attack animation. So, we have our attack variable, it's a boolean. Click the sphere. On begin overlap, we're going to cast to our zombie AI. So whatever you have for your zombie that we just set up in the other part of the tutorial. Off of this, because we noticed it was missing on the other one, we can add simple move to actor, and it will move to this. So basically, like if it starts its animation, it will at least rotate to the player it was aiming at in the first place. For a controller, get controller, and that will be self. Okay, so off that, when we get in attack range, we want to play our attack. So we will set our attack. Depending on how long your attack is, you'll want a delay. My attack animation is pretty long, so I'll have a 5 delays, fine. It's gonna go for 6, but whatever. Duplicate. Right. Okay, so to wait 5 seconds and then turn our attack animation off. Zombie gets near our player, he will try to attack them. So what we could do, if we wanted to, we could do AI move to be self get player controller. And then we could set the radius for like 50 to 100. I like 100, that works. Depending on your scaling, it's different, so it might be a little bit different for this actor, but otherwise it's just fine. And on this, the character will run towards you one time. As soon as the game starts, the character will run towards you. If it gets in the range of the zombie, it will throw its attack. Let's go set up our NMBP so we can see what sort of is working. Let's set up our animation blend space. It'll be 1D. So with our blend space, we have our idle, and we have our run. So it's going to start in our idle, and then he's going to pick up and run if he needs to. We're actually going to set it there too, just so he doesn't stay in his idle state for too long. So if he's automatically running, he's dipping. Save, we don't need to name anything, we don't need to change any variables, that'll work perfectly fine. So we then have our anim blueprint. So off our outpose, we get a new state machine. Add a new state, it'll be idle / run. Let's plug our blend space in. Promote this to a variable, and it'll be speed, and it'll be a float. You can see that that's working. We go over to our event graph. We cast to the AI character companion we just built. This goes into our object. We set our speed, and as Bob, we need to get velocity, and off that, find our vector length. Okay, while we are here, and we have this cast to Bob, let's pull in our attack. So this is our attack from our blueprint, and off this, we're going to promote to a variable, and this will be our attack for our ABP. We'll hook this up. So, let's back up. We can then add a new state, which will be attack. Let's drag a pin going back because we want to be able to go to attack to idle and run. Let's set our attack. Alright, so when we're going to our attack, we need to set this to true. There's a few ways you can do that. You can do this, and that sets it to true, but it doesn't work all the time. So we can go to equal, check it, and this will set it to true. Now copy this. On the way back, going to idle, we need to set it to false. Save. Back out. Okay, so now when he gets near a zombie, he will swing at the zombie. He doesn't have a weapon yet, but right now, currently, he will definitely go for a zombie if he gets near him. Yeah. Alright, so let's try it out. We need to apply it in our blueprint still, so let's go back to that. Our guy's still a zombie. Viewport. Click our guy. We go over to our ANMBPs. Look for your ANMBP that we just built for your companion. And we can see that it's working. He's got his collision sphere. If a zombie comes near it, he should attack, and he should come towards us in the level. Don't mind my other AI companions. They'll probably run up, and so will the zombies. Back out. Let's put Bob on our level. Okay, yeah. Alright, so he's working. But like I said, he only runs up to us once. So that's kind of an issue. See? He comes up to us once, gets us, and he stops, does his animation again. So that's cool. Okay, they killed the zombie. Zombie doesn't see me because he has really bad eyesight. See? Alright. So he gets close. Zombie attacks, he attacks. So he's attacking. Okay. So off that, the character will follow you. And that's fine and it works, but it doesn't work perfectly. We want him to continue following us. And it's better if he knows to follow us on sight. So let's give our character some sight. We're going to add pawn sensing. We get this list off to the side here, and what this does is basically give him a sight radius and peripheral vision. Normal sight radius for my characters is like 3,000, and then I drag this down to 50 to 70 for teammates, and then 40 to 30 for enemies, just to make it easier to stealth. But you can do whatever you like with these. But now he can see, and instead of having all this here, we're going to copy it. We're going to break this link. On pawn sensing, on see pawn, we're going to click that. We're going to paste this. So now, when he sees the character, he will move to him. We can also print string. It'll say hello because my other ones for my other characters say can see. So it's AI move to, and then just so he doesn't follow us you can have it whatever you want. I like it 0.5. And then when it's over, it will come back and do it again. So it will continually follow you. And then you can also do things on success, off of fail, which we'll get to. Save. So let's check that out. Let's play. He sees us, and he follows. He continually follows. Follows. There's a zombie, he turns towards him, and he attacks him. You could also implement stop character movement to your player if you want, but I'm not going to for this character currently. For example, I'm not going to do it for this character, but this is a simple sphere collision that's around a static mesh, which is just a piece of rebar from the construction Unreal pack. I'm not going to throw in the weapon and get into all that, but what I'm going to show you how to do is implement damage so we can kill off our zombie with the health system we built earlier for that AI. So we're going to add another sphere collision. I'm going to tie it to, you got to drag it to his mesh, and then I'm going to tie it to his hand. Make sure you pause your animations and try to get the sphere on, or it's going to be a little crazy. And this is simulating a punch. He's technically swinging a bat or a sword. It's going to be a bat. But for right now, I think this is just fine. So yeah, off this attack then, off this sphere, we're going to on begin overlap. We're going to cast to our zombie, our AI zombie. It'll be our other actor. Now we want to have a branch. We want to set our attacking because we don't want this sphere collision to just constantly cause health being taken away from our zombie. And this is also different than what we did for the zombie. We're actually going to take a piece of that off and then fix it over here. So while we're doing this, we're going to bring in our health variable from our zombie. We're going to subtract a float. This will be your damage for however much your zombie will take away from the hit. Your zombie only has 1.0 damage, which is 100%. And this will be what you can take away from it. So I want it to be like 0.5. And then off that, pull from here. We're going to set our health now. And remember to pull from that. Otherwise you could get an error. And that will set our health. Now to make sure that worked, and print string. And then add a damage off until the attack's over. For mine, I actually want it to be a little bit late, so let's do 1 and it will probably hit him still one more time. He's swinging more than once. So, this will work on our zombie already, but we're going to go back to our zombie. And in our event graph, where this section of health was, right here, take it off, but leave your has been hit, because we just replaced it right here. Otherwise it will double up on your health. If you would like to add is hit to this character, you can just follow along on the zombie tutorial that we set up, and it will show you how to do that. So let's test our AI and see if he's working. So he sees us, he's following, it's like, what's up? You walk up to the zombie sees us, he punches the zombie, knocks him out. I feel like that was really quick. So, event, let's edit Bob's punches to 0.1, compile, save. This might be a little bit better. So look, Bob doesn't see us, Bob's just chilling. And he can't see us, the zombie can see us, but the zombie's broke at the moment for that reason. So we can test with him. So, hey, Bob sees us, knows it's time to do shit. And he's walking towards us. I'm gonna have to make his attack radius a little bit bigger. But there he goes, he attacks. And it's saying hello, because it's telling us that print string that told us our damage. And now he's attacking him. And now he's dead. So there he goes. That's how our basic zombie AI works. And that's how you can make a zombie game, honestly. The sphere collision that we set around his hand and the other's swords and poles, you can do around a bullet. That's what's coming out of here is basically a flying sphere collision that will cause that same thing to happen. And also, if you have this happen, so we're going to cast off our is been hit from our zombie. So when our zombie has been hit, it's going to check to see if he's dead. If it's false, it does nothing. If it is dead, we're going to stop that zombie's movement. Stop movement immediately. We're going to set a delay. For however long you want the zombie to lay there. Or do an extra thing, like I have a zombie crawling after death too for a little bit. And then we hit destroy actor, which will get rid of the zombie. And that should take care of your zombie problem. You could also implement stop movement into your zombie's attack. And that should be it, man. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I appreciate it. And hopefully I can put out some more tutorials here soon. This is it for the AI companion and zombie tutorial.